Hi, and welcome back to AI in 5. I'm your host, Simon Chris, and joining me today from Melbourne is Drew Harvey. Drew's the Chief AI Officer at Data AIT, and we're going to be talking about the role that data management plays in AI. Hi, Drew. Welcome to AI in 5. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Simon. Lovely to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Now, look, your area of speciality is data and data science. And I want to talk about data management and what that means for AI.
Yeah, certainly. AI has been around for a very long time, so it's certainly not new.
Yeah.
So the way I look at it is that, in order, now that we've got that sort of processing power to really utilize AI, there are some things that you'll still need regardless. I see technology as a tool, and obviously that's improving. And I think that underneath all of that, you still have to consider the data, particularly structured data, that you are relying on AI to utilize in order to make those decisions.
Yeah.
So where I like to really focus on is how do you set up an operating model in an organization that allows them to both trust, have access to, and be able to interpret data, regardless of whether AI is being used to sort of spit out an output or not.
Yeah. Now, you just mentioned structured and unstructured data. For those
Mm.
that are on the call that don't know what those terms mean, briefly, what are they?
Yeah, so unstructured data is easy. That's sort of sensor data, CCTV footage, voice recognition, face recognition, that sort of data. And whereas structured data is more what you might see through finance, customer data, personal details, that sort of thing. So they're quite different in the way that you both store them, and you would also use things like AI to be able to interpret that data in order to help you make better decisions.
And does the unstructured include,
Hmm.
the myriad of PDFs and Excels and SharePoint things and stuff? That's all unstructured as well, right?
That's right. Yeah, anything like that, any documents, absolutely.
Okay. So I mean, we all know great AI needs great data. What should organizations be thinking about in terms of data management right now if they're trying to get ready for AI or even stepping into AI? What should they be doing from a data perspective?
Yeah, I think it's really important that, regardless of where organizations are at the moment, there's quite often a situation where it either falls under IT, so there's a tendency for it to become more of a technology focused project,
Hmm.
which it isn't. And so I think the most important thing is for the business to have a really strong handle on what those business problems are that they have to be making those really big decisions on, and then structuring the data operating model or the data management model
Mm.
around supporting and enabling those decisions. So
Right.
that's where I've come up with sort of my center of enablement come satellite model, because it's very flexible and allows for an organization to be supported properly and comes more from the business angle than the technology itself.
Yeah, and look, there's multiple ways to approach AI adoption, and one of them is a data first adoption. Where I've seen organizations trying to catalog every bit of data that they have and understand it and all that sort of stuff. Is that something you'd also encourage, or is there a way of kind of doing both at the same time, or?
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good question, and that's where I quite often find myself differing from a lot of companies that I've worked with in the past. Is that because technology seems to be the driver, there's this tendency to fall into the trap of a big bang approach in building a massive platform that's
Yeah.
kind of like a Rolls-Royce engine when there's nothing in it really.
Yeah.
So the way I like to focus on it is, what does the business actually need data for to make decisions? And then what you can do is you can build that capability in steps. Because when people talk about a data platform, for me it's like a whole series of tiles or pieces of a puzzle that can come together to form a massive platform.
Mm.
But the idea is you can put 10 pieces in out of 100 and you're still starting to get some of the output that you need to make certain decisions. the key is which decisions take priority over other decisions so that you can target your spend on building that capability first and actually then delivering value to the business, which is a very important aspect of it. It needs to deliver a net positive benefit to the organization.
Yeah, wow, thank you. Look, we're right at time. And this has been fair. I ask everybody the same question, and I have to before I let you go.
Yeah.
Um, what's your one tip for somebody who's just starting their AI journey? Maybe it's the first time they've even opened ChatGPT. What's your tip?
Well, if it's their first time, I would say that, particularly with something like ChatGPT, is just go in and have a play. I saw a great thing on LinkedIn the other day where someone suggested that after using ChatGPT for a while, ask it the question, what does it think of you? Based on what you've already been asking it. And it's quite interesting to see what response you get. So I think just dive in there and have a play around and see what the capability is because you can't make mistakes. And that's the good thing
Fantastic.
about it. That's what
Fantastic. That's great advice and a great AI in five. Thanks for being a part of it, Drew. I'm sure we'll
wonderful.
talk again.
Love to. Thank you very much, Simon. All the
Alrighty.
best.